And make
What a
sure
glorious
you
day
stay
it is to
off
come
of
worship
the
in the house of God. Amen? My name is Trey Cathy, and I just want to take a little bit of time this morning to recognize a group of men, 7 of them that stepped forward to become better leaders of their homes. A little background story on this is that Randy Ray and I have been talking for over a year now about starting up a ministry to men with children, families. And lo and behold, last summer, a little thing happened by the name of Courageous. Anybody ever see that movie? Can I get an amen that has a
Amen.
Amen. One of the benefits of that movie, other than the impact that it probably had on many of you, is that it encouraged a Bible study by the name of the Resolution for Men. We took that study, and like I said, 7 other men, including myself, started this study on Wednesday nights. And God laid it out on the line without any cushion, without any soft words about how men are failing as spiritual leaders of their homes. When I picked this book up for the first time, it was like many other study guides. You kind of flip through, you don't get too excited about it. This one was different. In the very front of the introduction, it states, "Weak men will not be able to handle the contents of this book." I like things that punch you right in the face sometimes. The great thing about this study, and at this time I'd like to ask those men and their families to come on forward and come join us up front, just so you can see. Guys, come on, don't be shy. Come on. What we did during this time was a lot of intense study, but it was also a lot of communication among each other. We have probably people sitting right next to you, people that you don't realize are going through stuff. Stuff like divorce, illness, death in their families. And these are all things that these men, these families have endured. And we had the opportunity to come together and strengthen each other during that time. But what I'd like to do right now is to have one of them come and share a word with you real quick, a word that God put on his heart to share with you. Steve Acosta.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
This class for me was very touching, and it made you think, and it made you want to be a better man, father, husband, and really to help you get the word out, and also overall the effect it has on us and our family has just been incredible. But, we have a running joke in the class, and it's all the man's fault. It doesn't have to be our fault if we become the man God designed us to be. No leadership is greater than the example found in a man who leads with God's direction and love. Nobody wins when the man doesn't do his job. When the man falls, then the marriage falls, then the family, then the children, then the church, then the nation. It's time to man up and show your wife and kids the love and affection. These are the basic needs that we need to show them, or they will be stolen from us. Your father holds a valuable place in a child's heart, a place in need of encouragement, love, and affection. His example would teach them to keep their focus on God, His faithfulness, His provision, and His promise. Too many kids lack spiritual direction in the home. The church cannot resurrect what the home puts to death. Our church has a great youth and children's program, but it's not being reinforced at home. It's largely in vain. Our mission field is outside of these church walls, but the first stop has to be at the house, at our home. This book, Resolution for Men, it doesn't have all the answers, but it guides you to the book that does. And that's the Bible. This is the word we need to live by and bring to our family. Because in my home, in our house, we will serve the Lord. Thank you.
The reason we had the families come up is because these are the people that we are responsible for. From here, we can impact y'all. From y'all, we can impact our community. We have to take the role of the spiritual leader, which for decades now has been constantly shoved down our throat that it's not our job. It is. Too often, I shared this with a class around about a year ago, and then I heard Brother Pete say the same thing not a few weeks later, was that ask the question to yourself, who is the spiritual leader of your home? Is it a Sunday school of your children? Is it a Sunday school teacher? Is it the pastor? Those are great reinforcements, but the primary spiritual leader should be the man and the parents in a home. I challenge each of you to step forward, take that responsibility, and fulfill the role that God has placed on you. When you see these guys, shake their hands for taking the responsibility. Real quick, if you'll notice in your bulletin this morning, you can actually see the 12 resolutions that these men promised to. For the sake of time, I'm going to go on through them real quickly. I'll try to speak slow enough so that you might understand. I do solemnly resolve before God to take full responsibility for myself, my wife, and my children. I will love them, protect them, serve them, and teach them the Word of God as the spiritual leader of my home. I will be faithful to my wife and be willing to lay down my life for her as Jesus Christ did for me. I will bless my children and teach them to love God with all their hearts, all their minds, and all their strength. I will train them to honor authority and to live responsibly. I will confront evil, pursue justice, and love mercy. I will pray for others and treat them with kindness, respect, and compassion. I will work diligently to provide for the needs of my family. I will forgive those who have wronged me and reconcile with those whom I have wronged. I will learn from my mistakes, repent of my sins, and walk with integrity as a man answerable to God. I will seek to honor God, be faithful to His church, obey His word, and do His will. I will courageously work with the strength God provides to fulfill this resolution for the rest of my life and for His glory. And not to steal Randy's thunder, but Joshua 24:15. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Thank you.